Good morning. Let's We're trying to have some setting here and there, and I'm trying to see how I'm going to fix this. And you can give me some few minutes. I just want the orientation to change my orientation to another way. But today I was talking about, and we are to talk about understanding the Sacco. It is a big deal, and it's a big deal and a big topic. I can see Jenny's baby, H6C, said hi. I'm really happy, Jenny's, and I am happy to see you saying hi to me. And welcome back to Mr. Joseph here on YouTube and as Get to Know. And as you know, we are talking about understanding the circle system, and I really appreciate a matter of fact that many people are trying to find how they can save some coins here and there, and the challenges they are getting, like they don't know where to save their money. And I'm not here to promote any circle, and I'm not going to give a review of any circle, but I'm going to just portray a reality or a matter of fact of what is going to happen, and how circles do operate, and yeah, a lot of things are going to discuss here. I'm going to give highlights of what we shall talk today on this live on date 21st of February 2026, as at 7:30 a.m. other p.m. that is East African time, and I really appreciate having coming up with this topic. And in Swahili words, leo tutaongelea about Sacco, and if I translate it to English, today we are going to talk about Sacco, inside the Sacco system on Get to Know, and that is our great topic tonight. What your money does in a Sacco. We also talk about that, what your money does in a Sacco, and Sacco registration process in Kenya. How do you register Sacco in Kenya? But other people don't know that, but I'm going to explain here. Yesterday we talked about to register a security company here in Kenya, and today I'm going to talk about registration of a Sacco. How do you register a Sacco in Kenya? Yes, hi brother. I'm happy to see you, and I have seen your greetings, and I'm very happy. You have responded hi brother, and I am going to respond hi to brother. So we are going also to discuss what does your money do in a circle, what your money does in a circle. We are also going to discuss the difference between circle and a bank. People don't know the difference between a circle and a bank. We are going to talk about that and the do's and don'ts of a Sacco. why a Sacco and why not a Sacco. Yeah, it's a great topic to discuss about this. And the inside of a Sacco system, let me discuss about this in a wide range. And if possible, I know maybe some of you are working. Ama, if you are not working, maybe you are in one or two circles, you have registered as a member. Just tell me on the comment section if you are a Sacco member and if you are looking towards to being a Sacco member. On the comment section, write to me, are you a member of a Sacco? Just write yes, I'm a member of a Sacco. Just write no, I'm not a member of a Sacco. I'm looking towards to being a member of a Sacco. Yeah, just write if you are a member of a Sacco. Just write if you are a member, if you are not a member, or if you are looking towards being a member of a Sacco. Yeah, and this is a great topic to those who are members and those who are not members, because those who are members, they will understand better the system, and those who are member, they will understand at least the main ideology of what happens, so that if they decide to join a circle, they will have a deep understandings of what happens in a circle. So I'm going to discuss this. A SACCO basically means a savings and credit cooperative societies, and they play a major role in Kenya and outside Kenya. We have SACCOs in Uganda, you have SACCOs in USA, we have SACCOs in Nigeria, and here in Kenya we have not just one SACCO, but we have variety of SACCOs, very many SACCOs here in Kenya. We have for agricultures, we have for financial, we have circles for transport. We have a lot of circles here in Kenya, and they play a major role when it comes to finances and building economy. Millions of Kenya depends on a circle for savings, affordable loans, and financial empowerment. And that is a matter of fact that today, if you decide to join a circle, one of the main reasons as to why people join the circle is because they need a place where they can get funded for their projects. In other words, where they can get the loan. And other people join circles because they need somewhere to place their savings. And I'm going to explain in details how circles operate, how money flows within the system, and how members benefit. We are going to discuss how circles operate, how money flows within the system, and how members do benefit. Uh, a SACCO is a member owned institution, or a financial cooperative is a member owned, unlike banks which are owned by shareholders. Once I say this, all I mean is a SACCO is a member owned. In other words, every member of a SACCO is part of that SACCO. But when it comes to banking, it is owned by the shareholders of the bank, but not the account holders. But for a SACCO, if you open today a SACCO and buy shares, then you are part of that SACCO. That's the difference between a SACCO. SACCO is a member owned, while a bank is owned by those who are shareholders. And we are going to discuss that SACCOs are owned by members who save and borrow from them. Profits generated are distributed automatically back to members in form of dividends and interest rebates. However, when it comes to when it comes to as a bank, it is owned by shareholders, and interest or profits they make, they divide, or they are the owners of that profits. Account holders are not the owners of the profits for the bank. A Sacco is governed. Who governs the Sacco? In other words, what governs the Sacco? You can say Saccos operate under a democratic structure, which are the members. They are the owners and decision makers. Each member has a vote regardless of how many shares they have into that Sacco. And when it comes to board of directors elected to set policies, supervisory committee, like what I mean is every member of a Sacco votes for a board of directors, for a supervisor, for supervisory committee oversees uh, board. Every member votes for the board of directors, and supervisory committee oversees the operations to ensure transparency and accountability. The management team handles day-to-day operation, including loan processing and financial management. That's how the governance of a Sacco do operate. Like every member has a right to vote for the board of director, and they have people who are there to, that is the supervisory committee. They are there to oversee the what is happening within the Sacco, and the staff who are within there, they are there to ensure that everyday activities are handled correctly with integrity to ensure that the company makes profit for its members. When it comes to how do monies flow in a Sacco, money enters the Sacco through deposits. That is through share capital and non-withdrawable contribution that represents ownership, and a monthly deposits, which are also a regular savings used to determine loan eligibility. For instance, utapata Sacco wanasema like for you to be a member of this Sacco, you need to purchase a shares, maybe minimum shares of 5,000, and on every month you need to contribute a deposit of at least 2,000. Those are normal deposits that you deposit to a Sacco, so that at least you can get a loan, maybe in times one, times two of your savings. So if you save 30,000, tomorrow you multiply that loan, your amount of savings by three, it comes to 90,000, and that's your maximum loan limit you can be given by that Sacco. But remember, some Saccos do give up to times 10. Yeah. So money flows to a Sacco through shares, through normal deposits, and through loans. The loan system, let me explain how the loan system works for a Sacco. Loans are issued based on a multiplier of members' savings. Like today, you decide, you go to a Sacco, you want to apply for a loan. Loan utapewa based na venye umekuwa ukisave. For instance, umesave 10k na Sacco wakwambie they give 5 times your deposits, and wanaona kwa account umesave 10k. Sasa the maximum amount unaweza pewa na hiyo Sacco it's 50,000, because it is your savings times 5. Some Saccos gives up to times 10. If they give times 10, then now you can be given up to 100,000. That's their loan system. Inapeana based na maybe times 1, times 2, times 3, times 4 of your savings. All right, yeah. And how do Saccos generate profit? Yeah, and people do wonder, how do Saccos generate profits? The main channel for their profits is through interest that comes from loan they give out to their members. Sacco income comes from loan interest, which is investment, can also come from investment like real estate, government securities, and business ventures. The services, the charges, and the fees, bank interest on deposits, After expenses are deducted and the surplus becomes profit distributed to members. Let's discuss about the profit distributions for Sacco. At the end of each financial year of a Sacco, dividends are paid based on share capital, and interest rebates are paid based on total deposits. This rewards members for both ownership and active savings. How do you members get rewards for both ownership? Members get ownership for because they are the shareholders. That's why you buy a shares. But the interest comes or the reward comes because of being active. You keep on savings on a monthly, so you get that reward. All right. Risk management in a circle, it's very simple. Today you bring me forms you want that loan, so I have to guarantee you some amount of money, and that is one of the risk management. Like people are guaranteeing each other. You guarantee they have spread the risk to the people. I guarantee you 10,000, someone guarantees you 20,000, someone guarantees you 5,000 for you to get 500,000 loan. That is pulling of risk. You have spread the risk to people so that if this person doesn't pay, the other members will pay on behalf of that person. Circles manage risk through loan appraisal and credit analysis, guarantor requirements, internal and external audits, insurance covers, regulatory supervision, effective risk management, ensures financial stability and members' protection. Some circles collapse because of poor leadership and governance, fraud and embezzlement, high loan default rates, weak internal controls, poor political interference, strong governance, and member participation reduce this risk. We have seen why circles do fail. Like their major causes, maybe many people have decided to default the loan. Poor governance and poor leadership, fraud and investment, and high loan default rates. But benefits of a SACCO membership. If you're a SACCO member today, what benefits do you get? You get benefits because you get access to affordable credit. Sacco gives more affordable credit. Their loans are more affordable of low interest rates. You see, like banks are shareholder owned and distribute profits to investors. Circles emphasize community and trust, while banks focuses on banking operations. That is another difference between bank and circles. Like banks, they distribute. Banks are all I mean is circle are member owned and they distribute profits to their members. But banks, they distribute profits to their investors, not their account holders. And that's why you can save to a bank some amounts of money, but at the end of their financial year, you're not given anything because you're not a member of that bank. You are just an account holder. So, what I can say here is circles operate based on principles of trust, discipline, and democratic governance. When properly managed, they are powerful tools for financial growth and community development. Understanding how circles operate helps members make informal or informed decisions. Yeah. If today you understand how circles operate, tomorrow you'll make or you come up with a more informed decision if I'm going to join this circle or not. And that's why it is advised that you need to understand first. And that's why I decided to come with this video because you need to understand why, or you need to understand how cycles do operate and how banks do operate, and the main difference between the two, so that you can come up with a precision or an informed decision of how you're going to do this. Before we proceed, I need to greet this person called 2K12 or 12. He said hi. I'm going to say hi again. May God bless you. I'm happy I can see you. And we are just done with the inside of the Sacco systems, and we are going to the Sacco registration process. Like, how are Saccos registered here in Kenya? And this is one of the key points that people always struggle to find out. How do these circles get registered here in Kenya? I'm going to explain to you in a deep, deep way. The process involves a lot of steps before your circles get the license in Kenya. And if you follow this keenly and you're planning to open a circle this year 2026, I'm sure you have a clue or an idea of how you can opt and followed for you to get your Sacco registered in 2026. And if you are a member of any Sacco, you can verify whether the Sacco you are is already registered and licensed in Kenya, or you are in one of the Ponzi schemes that do run, and where you'll be risking your funds. And maybe at the end of the period, you will start crying you lost your money. Let me explain this. A Sacco, which is a savings and credit cooperative society, is a member-owned financial institutions that allow members to pool savings and access loans at affordable interest in Kenya. Saccos are regulated by SASRA, which is a Commission for Cooperative Development, and for deposit-taking Saccos by the Sacco Society Regulatory Authority, which is SASRA. And for you to get registered by Sasra, or for your Sacco to get registered by Sasra, there are some things you need to know. And the first thing you need to know is gather the founding members. Like, if today you need to start a Sacco, you need to come up with founding members, at least 10 people or 10 member as a founding member with a common bond, maybe by profession, maybe by workplace, or from the same community. You need to hold a preliminary meeting and record the minutes. That matters a lot. You hold a preliminary meeting and record the minutes. You also need interim official, which is the chairperson, the secretary, and the treasurer. We have said three things here. The first one, minimum of 10 members with a common bond. Either they come from the same workplace, same geographical locations, same professional, maybe they are teachers, something like that. You also need to come with a meeting. You hold a preliminary meeting as you record the minutes of that meeting. And you need to elect interim officials like the chairperson, secretary, and the treasurers, right? So step two, for you to do what you need to do on step two, for your Sacco to get registered by SASRA, is draft Sacco laws. You draft a Sacco bylaws and constitution based on the constitution and based on the current laws of the country. You need to draft your Sacco. Wow, that sounds interesting. Another thing you need to do is member register with copies of national IDs and contacts. You also provide the minutes of your meetings and a business plan outlining operations and the growth strategy. You need to come up with a business plan that will outline how are you going to operate, and your growth strategy. How are you going to grow? That matters a lot. You also need to learn about The third thing that you need to follow is submit your application to the commissioner. uh, Complete the prescribed registration form, which is Form A and Form B, and submit these documents to the Commissioner for Cooperative Development and pay the required registration fee. Then you wait approval and issuance of certificate of registration, which takes around 60 days. Yeah, something like that. The first thing here you need to be careful. You complete prescribed registration forms, which is Form A and Form B. You submit these documents to the Commissioner for Cooperative Development, and then you pay the required registration fee. Then you wait for approval and issuance of registration certificate, which will take around 90 days or 60, at least 60 days. Yeah, at most 90 days. But people will see this are like it's a long period, but that's just 2 months or 3 months at most. Then you apply for sasra license. What is sasra? Sasra is what regulates SACCOs, and it's basically there for deposit taking SACCOs only. If your SACCO is not taking deposit, then it will not be regulated by sasra. For you to get registered by sasra, you need to submit the following documents. Submit the certified registration certificate by laws and bylaws, and provide a 3 to 5 year business plan. You need to provide at least 3 to 5 year business plan. In 3 to 5 years, what are you going to do? What are your plan for that business? Then you need to provide or submit fit and proper documents for directors and CEO. Remember, even if it's a member owned, SACCOs do have a director and the CEO. Then you need to provide those documents for those people, the directors and the CEO, and provide a proof of the minimum capital requirements. So for a SACCO, you need to provide a proof of the minimum SACCO requirements. You need to have, there are certain amounts of money you need to hold fast in your accounts so as for you to get registered by SASRA, because you're going, that is a financial institution as well. It's just like opening a bank. You cannot open a bank with just an empty bank account balance or zero account balance. You need to have some amounts there for you to open a bank account, like to open a bank, your bank institution. So for a SACCO, you also need to hold some minimum or the minimum threshold you need to have in your account. You need to meet first that for you to get your SACCO registered by SASTRA. Then you need to undergo SASTRA inspection and approval process, will take some times because they have to come to your offices and they do the inspection and approval process. Maybe they'll have some recommendations for you to improve so that they can approve. It will also take some time before you get approved, but si process ngumu sana, but it is something that is doable and many people are doing it. Then there is what we call post registration compliance. After you have registered your SACCO and you have now been given the license by SASRA, by the Commissioner for Development, Cooperative Development, there's you need to comply later. You need to always keep sure that your SACCO complies. What you need to know is you need to first hold annual general meeting, which is the AGM, happens annually, maintain proper accounting records, and submit annual returns and audited financial statements, and comply with SASRA regulation for deposit taking circles. Yeah, that sounds more interesting, and I'm a little more happy that today you have talked about that. And if you find this more helpful, just give me a like and a subscription to my YouTube channel, because that's what keeps me going. Before we proceed, the most important thing that you need to understand about SACCOs, and because as we said, kila mtu ana join SACCO, or everyone joins a SACCO so that they can deposit their fund, obtain a loan. And because you are going to deposit your funds or your deposit to the SACCO, you need to understand what your money is doing into that SACCO. Pesa yako inafanya nini kwa hiyo SACCO? That is something that you need to understand. Before we proceed to that, give me a like, give me a subscription. I will really appreciate if you do that. And let us now proceed to third most topic today, which is what your money does in a SACCO. What is does your money do, or what do your money do in a SACCO? Let us proceed with this. In 2026, do not join a SACCO and be there as a member happily, but you don't know understand what your money do in a SACCO. It is very most important that you know. When you join a SACCO, which is a savings and credit cooperative society, your money does not just stay idle. It works. It works for you and other members. That is a matter of fact you need to understand. And I'm going to explain to you how your savings, deposits, and share capital are used within a SACCO in Kenya. The first thing you need to know what your SACCO, on your SACCO, what it does with your money which you deposited there, is that it becomes your savings. If you deposit your money to a SACCO, that becomes your savings, which is considered as deposit. Your you contribute monthly deposits, which are your savings, and your deposits determine how much money or how much loan you qualify to take. The more you save, the higher the borrowing limit you can have. Deposits earn annual interest depending on SACCO performance. So if this year or in this financial year your SACCO performs better, you're going to get a better interest, because you keep on saving to that SACCO because of your savings and deposits that you do make to that SACCO. The second thing you need to understand is that your SACCO, once you have saved your money to that SACCO of yours, that money funds the loan for other members. Members' savings are pooled together. Today you save 10,000, someone saves 50,000, someone saves 60,000. Tomorrow someone needs a loan of 200,000. They are pooled all together to fund that loan of 200,000 to that person, and they are given that money for them to use it to on their project as they repay it back. That's how it works. And that's why if you want to withdraw your money from a SACCO, you need to write at least a 90 days notice to inform a SACCO that you need to withdraw your money, so that they can process your savings for you to withdraw, because actually they don't have your money. They need to pull together savings from other people so that they can give you back your money. That's how it works. And it's very interesting when you hear that, right? And SACCO gives loans to members for business, school fees, lands, and emergencies. Members who borrow, they pay that loan with interest. Interest and I'm sorry, I was yawning. Interest and becomes income for the SACCO. If you pay that interest, the SACCO gets that income, that interest as their income, and at the end of the financial year they give you back as dividends. All right. The Sacco, what it does, once you have you are going to deposit your money to the Sacco, it buys your share. That's what your money does. It buys shares, and that's why you hear, before you join this Sacco, you need to have maybe a minimum of 10,000 shares. That means if you start saving today 2,000, 3,000, until it accumulates to 10,000, that automatically buys you a Sacco shares. Then from there, it now becomes your savings. Remember, there are two things you need to understand. There is a savings when it comes to Saccos, and there is also a share when it comes to Saccos. You need, shares are compulsory to every members, and we also have deposits. And once you need to leave a Sacco, you get back your deposits, but you don't get back your shares. You can get your shares by selling those shares to other members of a Sacco. Share capital gives you part of that shares you buy from the Sacco. It gives you like you are part of that Sacco, and you gain voting rights during the annual general meeting. If you save more, you buy more shares to a certain Sacco, you buy the voting rights. You now become eligible to be voted for a certain position based on that Sacco, and you earn dividends on a Sacco performance. If Sacco performs well, you get more dividends. That's how it works. Also, you need to understand something, that your shares on a Sacco covers the operational costs, staff salaries, and office operations. They are paid from your savings. That's what you need to know. You also need to know that your money in a Sacco, it is used to for the cost of technology system and keeping records. Remember, though, that Sacco have its own system, that system that keeps your record and other records for other members, and it requires some money for developers and for the IT personnel. So that's why your savings is used for that purpose, because you are also part of that Sacco. That's why you need to cater for the cost, because you're part of that Sacco. And let's now proceed. We see what your money does in a Sacco. It is used to cater the cost of audit, compliance, and regulatory costs. Uh, you also need to know that your money grows through investment. Once a company invests in land, like the Sacco takes your money, it decides you're going to invest in this land, you're going to invest in this property. Like for example, that Sacco decides you're going to buy this vehicle, you're going to buy a land to build an office, something like that. Your money goes there, it grows through investment, it grows through treasury bills and bonds and fixed deposits and ventures. Profits from investment increase dividends and interest payouts. For example, if you save 5,000 per month, after 12 months, you will have saved 60,000. If your Sacco allows you to borrow three times of your savings, you can now qualify for a maximum of 180,000 Kenya shillings. At the end of the year, you may also earn dividends on the same financial Sacco based on that Sacco performance. So hata kama umechukua loan leo, if you have today you have taken a loan, that doesn't mean that that Sacco will not reward you the interest, because you are going to the dividends, because you're going to pay that loan with interest. So they have to pay you the dividends as well. That's very, very good that you need to know. That's a very good, very, very good topic that everyone needs to understand about. And we are going now to our fifth topic today. Like, should I go with a Sacco ama niende na bank? Should I save with a Sacco ama should I save with a bank? Hapa ndio kunakuwa na kizungumkuti. Like you get someone anako like sijui niende ni save kwa Sacco ama ni save kwa bank. Now this decision will come up with it before the end of this video. A bank is a licensed financial institution that accepts deposits from the public and provides loans and other financial services. We know that banks, banks, we are now ownership. It is owned by shareholders, stroke investors, not the account holders. That's what you need to know first. Bank on a bank, their main goal is to make profit. No matter what, they have to make profit. When it comes to customer, anyone can open an account with them. You see that? Anyone can open an account with a bank. When it comes to savings and current accounts, loan cards, mobile internet banking, foreign exchange, those are the services given by the banks, like savings, current accounts, loan cards, mobile and internet banking, and foreign exchange. Then loan approval, it is given, the banks give you loan approval based mainly on credit worthiness and collateral. So today you will hear banks telling you, we need to see your logbook, we need to see your title deed, because they need to hold that as collateral for you to get a loan. Banks, they are regulated by the CBK, the Central Bank of Kenya. When it comes to Sacco, it is very, very different because Saccos are member-owned cooperative societies that pool savings and lends money to its members. First, banks, they are owned by shareholders, stroke investors, but Saccos, they are owned by the Sacco members, and the main goal is to member benefit. A Sacco looks on how you yourself you're going to benefit as a member. But a bank, their main goal is to make profit. They don't care whether you benefit or you don't. But a Sacco cares because it is a member owned. Now, when it comes to membership uh, or customer, you'll see certain Saccos have limits of who can join this Sacco. And that's why not everyone can join every Sacco. You can't join every Sacco. You will hear other Saccos saying that we are only accepting farmers, we are only accepting employed people, the public servants, we are only accepting people from this professional, maybe teachers. You have the teacher circles, the police circles, because that's the only difference between a Sacco and a bank. Anyone can open a bank account, but not anyone can open a Sacco account, because Saccos have limits of who can open an account and who cannot open an account. Some Saccos say that you cannot open this account if you are not employed. You must be employed. You see that? Yeah. Services Saccos do gives savings account, loans with often lower interest, dividends and interest on savings. The loan approval based on member savings guarantors shares contribution. They don't check on your credit worthiness, and collateral. And they don't ask for collateral because your loan are always guaranteed by other members of the Sacco, and the interest are usually lower than banks. And profit use, they share their profit to its members, which as dividends. Regulation, SACCO's Society Regulatory Authority is the main regulatory society of SACCOs here in Kenya, or the main regulatory body. SASRA is what regulates the SACCO here in Kenya. So the major dividends, or the major difference between SACCOs and bank is that when it comes to ownership, SACCOs are member owned, but banks are shareholders owned. The purpose of SACCOs is members' welfare, but the bank is profit. And a SACCO who can join, a SACCO is member only, but bank is a public. Anyone can join a bank. When it comes to loan basis, SACCO gives you loan based on savings and guarantors, but banks give you based on credit score and collateral. And SACCO gives you generally lower interest rate than banks. SACCO, when it comes to profit distributions, they give dividends to its members, but banks, they take profits to their shareholders and investors. SACCO are regulated by SASRA, and bank are regulated by CBK. So which one is better between a SACCO and a bank? And now here comes where you need to make an informed decision if you are not joining any SACCO. SACCOs, which one is better? Choose a SACCO if you want cheaper loan. If you want cheaper loan, that means low interest, go to a SACCO. Go to a SACCO if you are comfortable with membership rules. And go to a SACCO if you value dividends. You can go to a bank if if you want where there is convenience and flexibility. Banks are more convenience and flexibility. And banks, you can go to a bank if you need international transaction, because SACCOs don't give international transaction. And you can go to a bank if you want more advanced digital services like foreign exchange. SACCOs don't give foreign exchange. We are going now to talk about the do's and don'ts of a SACCO. What makes SACCO more better and what makes it not better? Kwa nini ujoin SACCO na kwa nini usijoin SACCO? In other words, you can join a SACCO if you understand the SACCO rules by regulations and loan policies before joining. You need to understand the SACCO's rules by laws and loan policies before joining. You need to understand that saving consistently in a SACCO builds your shares and borrowing power. If you don't save consistently, your borrowing power drops and your shares drops. And you should know that you will borrow what you can be comfortable to pay, repay loans on time to maintain a good credit record on a SACCO. You also need to know that you need to keep track of your statements, savings, and deductions when it comes to SACCO. You also need to know that you need to use loans for productive and meaningful purpose, maybe for business, education, and assets. You also need to understand that you need to participate in meetings and vote on important decisions. You also need to verify interest rate, fees, and penalties before taking a loan. You also need to ensure that you understand or maintain communication with the Sacco if you face repayment difficulties. Keep your membership details and beneficiaries more updated, more updated, because you don't know what happens next when you are not there and you had some savings with the Sacco with no beneficiaries added there. Why you should not join a Sacco? Kwa nini usijoin Sacco? There are some number of reasons as to why you should not join a Sacco. Don't join a Sacco without researching its credibility and regulation status. You need to identify if they are well regulated. Do not guarantee loans for people you do not fully trust. This is where people make mistake. Una guarantee, or you find someone doing the guarantorship, they guarantee someone where they do not trust that person fully. Avoid borrowing for unnecessary spending, and do not ignore loan repayment deadlines because they attract penalties. Do not withdraw savings impulsively without planning. You need proper planning before you withdraw your savings. Avoid multiple loan you cannot manage. Avoid multiple loans that you cannot manage. Do not assume all circles operate the same way. You need to know that. Do not neglect reading the loan agreement. Many people do neglect. They neglect reading the loan agreement and they find themselves regretting later why they did not do that. Avoid hiding financial struggles from a circle. Do not rely entirely on a circle without other financial planning. Yeah. So you should not rely entirely on your circle. Guys, welcome back. This is Mr. Joseph. I'm very happy. We have talked about circles, and I at least I can see that it's already 8:35 p.m. Here in Kenya, and I'm really happy that majority of you are doing wonders, and I'm really happy for those who engaged like 2K. I can see hey brother, I can see hey brother, but someone tried to talk harsh on me, but I cannot reply to their comments, and I'm really happy and about that. I can see someone there saying Juliana. I can see hi. I'm really happy about that. At least I like doing educative content here and there, and I was just requesting, if possible, you can just give me a like, you can give me a follow. Let's just interact. This is Mr. Joseph on Get to Know. Here we talk real life situations, what happens, as we have just discussed today about circles, and what happens when it comes to circle, the importance of being in a circle, and why you need to be in a circle and why you should not be in a circle. At least some common facts that you need to know, some facts that you need to know, the difference between a circle and the banks. And we have come to know that the bank needs collateral but circles don't need collateral, and a number of ways we have been able to identify these. And I'm really happy tonight, and I can say that I'm really happy tonight, and I decided I will be joining this live stream day in day out to make sure that at least, let me adjust my stand so that at least I can get better exposure. I need to now relax after getting on live. We talk. If you are a Sacco member, if you today you join that circle, if today you join that circle, if today you join that circle, how do you see yourself tomorrow? How do you see yourself next year? And how do you see yourself after next year? And if you are a member of a circle, do you think this circle has supported you move from this step to another? And if today you decided, because you joined that circle maybe yesterday, maybe last month, maybe last year, or some few years back, will you say like you have benefited from this circle? Like you did get you have benefited. Like, do you regret being a member of that circle? I would like to know about that. And you can tell me the answers. Like, if you do regret being a member of a circle, and what advice will you give to that person who is like, yeah, I got confused. I join as a join, especially the youth like us, because for me, I am a member of a circle. I have some experience from it, but I'm not going to share that experience right now because, as I said earlier, I'm not here to talk of or to give any review about a certain circle. I'm going to talk in general, and that's what I have done. I've talked in general how circles do operate, their systems, the loaning systems, and their difference with banks, na tumeona vitu mingi hapo hivi hapa na pale, but wacha nikuambie kitu moja. One of the big mistakes you can do before joining a circle is joining a circle guaranteeing someone you cannot fully trust, because utakatwa pesa. Hey, wacha nikuchanue. Watu wengi wamekatwa pesa na watu wengi wanakatwa pesa, and that is a matter of fact. Many people are losing because walijoin circle wakagarantii watu bila wao kuangalia wanagarantii nani. And I just like this guy is a politician called Ndindinyoro. There's something he said and I took it positively. Like, if you decide to join this circle and you have decided to guarantee someone, always ask yourself something. If today I'm going to be deducted this amount, if today I decided I'm going to guarantee this someone 20,000, am I how will I feel if that amount will be deducted from my savings to repay that someone loans if they decide to default it? And am I willing to lose that money? Am I willing to lose that money? Am I really like niko na uwezo wa kupoteza hii pesa? That's where the challenges come. Don't just sign something that you have not read of. Some people are just given, hey, sign for me this one, sign for me this one, and they sign it. And if you ask them how much how much money have you guaranteed that person, they cannot give you an answer, and they keep losing like that, because at the end that person will default na utakatwa pesa. So that's been a good content, and I really appreciate, and I can see someone saying good content, and I really like the motivation I get from your side, and I'm really appreciating the fact that you've shown to support me, and I'm going to ensure that we get these contents today and tomorrow and another day. And as I can say for all and for all, as I appreciate before I must get out of this life, make sure you give me that like, give me that subscription. I'm pleading for subscription. I'm pleading for your like. I'm pleading for that because that's what gonna keep me on moving. At least I get one, I get two. And I've been giving better contents here last year, and in one way or another. And I really appreciate the fact that some of you have shown, have taken your time to get to this video. We interact together, and I'm really happy for that. Na Mungu awabariki sana sana kabisa. For those who are within Kenya and decided to join my live stream, I really appreciate and I'm really happy for that. For those who are outside Kenya, depending on geographical location where you are, I'm really appreciating you joining my live stream on YouTube, and I'm very happy for that. And may God bless you indeed, and may God keep you rewarding of. Anyway, Mr. Joseph here on Get to Know. If you need to ask me something, ask on the comment section, and may God keep you blessed. Before I end this live stream, it has been at least 1 hour we've been on live, yeah, and I really like that. Very interesting, very interesting, very interesting, very interesting, very interesting. Let's now get off from now. Let's now. I want to end this live stream, and I'm ending this live stream because I estimated it to go for around 55 minutes, and now you are past 55 minutes. But I'm really happy. I'm really happy for the collaboration. I'm really happy for being part of me, being part of Get to Know, being part of knowing what you need to know, because we need to know these three facts, because this is what keeps us going. This is what today. If today you don't need that circle, I'm sure tomorrow you need it, and if you don't need it today, maybe yesterday you need it. And we have not just talked about the circle. We have talked about many things, including banks. Visit my previous video to learn about Sacco registration. Visit my previous video to learn about how to calculate your loan limits when it comes to Sacco. Visit my previous video to learn how to register your companies. Visit my previous video to know about creation of ads and how you can create good ads. Visit my previous video, and soonest we are going to come up with great topics, and may God bless you. And I'm really happy today. Yeah, may God bless you, and I really appreciate you joining my live stream. Bye bye, bye bye, bye bye, bye bye, my people. I'm really happy.